Well, on to the big breaking news coming in. Ghulam Nabi Azad has resigned from Congress. That's a big breaking news coming in at this point. Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad, who's resigned from all positions, including primary membership of Congress. So that's a big news break coming in this hour. Massive setback for the Congress party as Ghulam Nabi Azad has resigned from all positions, including primary membership of Congress. Remember, Ghulam Nabi Azad in the past few days has also been voicing his concerns, and he's also been saying that how the party, how the concerns are not being addressed by the top brass of the Congress. And now this coming somewhat on the expected lines with Ghulam Nabi Azad quitting the Grand Old Party, resigning from the primary membership of Congress. So Ghulam Nabi Azad resigning from all positions, including the primary membership of the Congress. So that's a big setback coming in, of course. We also have Anuj joining us. Anuj, give us more details. Another big setback, and this time it's big. Ghulam Nabi Azad resigning from all positions, including the primary membership of the Congress.
Well, including the primary membership from the Congress party and all positions, Ghulam Nabi Azad has tendered
Ghulam Nabi Azad has tendered his resignation. This is going to be more trouble for Congress party. And now, let me remind you that Congress party will have to come out with a stand. The senior top leadership of the Congress party will have to speak on the same, because earlier we have seen the group of 23, Ghulam Nabi Azad, let me remind you, was a part of the same. And this is Kapil Sibal, who has already left. This is Ghulam Nabi Azad now. And we have seen the senior leadership, the split in the Congress party. We have seen it earlier, but now this is going to be the biggest setback for the Congress party when Ghulam Nabi Azad, the senior leader, one of the topmost leader of the Congress party, is resigning. That's a big setback for the Congress party. We are waiting for any update from the top brasses, whether it has been accepted and what is going to be the next course of action. Let me remind you, this includes all the allegation if we talk about, and if we go through the sources which is being stated by the top leadership of the Congress party, and if we talk about the group of 23, then this has been stated that there is dynasty politics and the top leadership is not listening to the soldiers, the old guards of the party. So that is something what we have been told being the reason, but this is going to be the major setback for the Congress party again, because we have seen the loyalists leaving the party, whether being it Jyotiraj Scindia, whether being it Jatin Prasada. So we have seen the loyalists of the parties leaving and now raising their voice. Now Ghulam Nabi Azad, such a senior leader of the Congress party, leaving the party, giving resignation, is something which left Congress party with a bigger question, because recently, let me remind you, yesterday only itself rather, the decision which was taken by Congress party to extend the election for the president is also one of the point, because the Congress party is not ready to understand what the leadership is saying, or rather this has been alleged by the top leaders that they are not listening to their old guards who have been loyalists to the Congress party, who are there from the decades. And Ghulam Nabi Azad is example, Jyotiraj Scindia is example, Jatin Prasada is example, and there are many more, and group of 23 including Kapil Sibal is example for the Congress party. But there the top brasses is not ready to intervene in the same, or rather we have not seen any reaction on the same of the top brasses of the Congress party. This is to wait whether Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi will be coming out, or Priyanka Gandhi will be speaking about the same, because this is Gandhis who are having the chairman from the decades when we are talking about the presidentship of the Congress party. Other than that, the lobbies are divided. We do understand the loyalist of Rahul Gandhi is backing Rahul Gandhi. But the senior leaders like Ghulam Nabi Azad leaving the party is going to be the bigger setback, the major setback for the Congress party.
Anuj, stay with us. We also have Gursimran joining us from Jammu. Gursimran, yet another setback. If you can talk to us more about how much of this setback is for the Congress in J&K.
See, this is a big setback, and this is the last hope, Ghulam Nabi Azad, for the Congress party, for the survival of the party in Jammu and Kashmir. But it seems that the hopes are diminishing with each passing day, and with the exit of Ghulam Nabi Azad, now the Congress stands so almost nowhere in Jammu and Kashmir. I spoke to some of the close aides of Ghulam Nabi Azad just a while back, and what they are telling me that Ghulam Nabi Azad was unhappy for not being taken on board for many key decisions, and also the Ghulam Nabi Azad Azad group has been sidelined again and again, even after the assurance that was given by Sonia Gandhi. This was after the meeting that was also attended by KC Venugopal, who tried to pacify the situation. Even KC Venugopal is also aware of the demands that were put forth by Ghulam Nabi Azad. I tried to speak to KC Venugopal. Even he is not responding, and we have to see how actually the Congress responds to this. But this is a major setback. Let me tell you, for Jammu and Kashmir, Ghulam Nabi Azad was the only hope. Viqar Rasoolwani was brought in because he was the close to Ghulam Nabi Azad, and the attempt was made to pacify the situation between the young cadre and those who are close to Ghulam Nabi Azad. But soon after his elevation as the PCC chief, Ghulam Nabi Azad, he was not happy with that. He said that why not Ghulam Mohammad Saruri, who was a key person, who was a seasoned politician, and from that day there were differences that started, and now it has rose to a level that Ghulam Nabi Azad has parted ways from the Congress party. And what I am getting to know that now it will be followed by a series of resignations. In a short while from now, the Congress leadership will
stay with us. We have BJP's Gaurav Bhatia also joining us, sir. Yet another setback, another jolt for the Congress, this time from J&K, where Ghulam Nabi Azad has resigned from the primary membership of Congress as well.
It reflects a very serious issue, and Congress party is a sinking ship. It has no leadership, it has no ideology, and thus even the top Congress leaders are resigning because of lack of leadership. And on a larger spectrum, I would say it doesn't augur well for democracy when, as the main opposition party, the Congress party also doesn't introspect and fails to play a very constructive role as an opposition party. They have been opposing everything for the sake of opposition. And now the voices from within are also speaking, and they're making it clear that Congress does not reflect the will of the people, not even a marginal size.
Well, absolutely. You know, when we talk about the leadership, it's a leadership crisis. Concerns are not being addressed. We understand that Ghulam Nabi Azad also cited his concerns previously, which were not addressed. Rather, he was sidelined by the top brass.
When you oppose abrogation of Article 370, when you oppose a war memorial, when you oppose a new parliament building, when you oppose GST implementation, when you oppose everything which is in the interest of the country, there would always be well-meaning people within the party and who would like to show mirror to the top leadership, which is nothing but a family fiefdom.
Well, absolutely, sir. And this comes days after Jaiveer Shergill. If you talk about Anand Sharma in Himachal, where he's resigned from that as chief of that panel in Himachal Pradesh. So yes, it only goes on to prove that one point, how it's high time that Congress smells the coffee and does something before it completely falls flat when we talk about this situation, which is only escalating by the day.
In a robust democracy, which India is, we need a strong treasury bench and a very strong opposition bench as well. And opposition has a very important role to play. But I'm saddened to say that opposition, especially the Congress party, has not lived up to the expectations of the people of the country. And they have been only indulging in destructive politics for the sake of opposing, without even understanding the ramifications it will have on the democracy of our country. And thus, I think the series of resignations that are taking place yet again in the Congress.
All right, Gaurav Bhatia, thanks for speaking to us. Well, we've also accessed that resignation letter of Ghulam Nabi Azad. Let me go across to Gursimran again. Gursimran, if you can read out those key excerpts from this letter that we've accessed, the resignation letter of the ex-Congress leader.
See, this is really very explosive resignation letter of Ghulam Nabi Azad accessed by Republic Media Network. And let me tell you what Azad has said. He said that senior experienced leadership sidelines inexperienced psychopaths are running the affairs of the party. He has hit out at Rahul Gandhi over tearing up of the ordinance inside the parliament. He said that it was decided anonymously in the core group meeting that this ordinance will be present in the parliament, but Rahul Gandhi tore this up. See, right now, this is really very important thing that has been taken up, and the key things that he said, like I was mentioning earlier, that the senior leadership has been sidelined by the party and inexperienced psychopaths is what Azad has written in his letter to Sonia Gandhi. The letter has been wrote today. He has mentioned his journey when he started
Yes.
as a congressman.
Gursimran, just
from
hold your
Jammu.
thoughts there just for